Virgo, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. I'm trying to get everything filmed before Christmas, so you've got 3 readings coming up for the channel. It's a real task because I know that I've just put Scorpio up and the other stuff hasn't gone up yet, but that's been because I've been busy with personal readings and that type of thing. So what you've got coming up for you, Virgo, is first of all you've got your January 2016 reading coming up. Or you might have your, depending on what goes up first, I suppose, you may have your yearly reading coming up first. Then you've got your January 2016 reading coming up, and then you've got your life spread for 2016 coming up, and this will be the same for all of the signs, okay? So if you want to check out your moon or rising sign as well, you can do, okay, for when those other videos go up. So there's a real treat coming up for you on Carol's Universe. Also, guys, if you'd like to order a personal reading with me, just go to my webpage. There's more readings that are coming up. So the life spread, the general life spread reading that you're going to be seeing coming up for you, if you want a more personalised version of that, and that'll be tailored exactly to your situation, go onto my website and check that out, okay? So I'm just going to shuffle the cards first. I'm just going to release any prior vibrations of the cards. I don't usually deal in reversals. I don't really like them. I feel that the tarot can really sort of tell a story of its own, whether you've got reversals or not, just judging by the patterns of the cards. We're going to be looking at your January 2016 reading. So Universe, Spirit, what is coming in for Virgo in January 2016? Show me what's coming in for the zodiac sign of Virgo. Show me Virgo, January 2016. And usually I find that if I just sort of do, you know, if there are no reversals in these cards and then suddenly something shows up as reversed, I haven't done that. For some reason it's just turned because it turned all on its own while I was shuffling, so there's a reason for that. That's how I see it anyway, personally. That's why I don't, you know, automatically turn cards as reversals. That's just my thing though. Because I find that a lot of the time if a reversal comes up and I didn't turn that card or turn a bunch of them to be reversed, then that has a really prominent message there. So, okay, Universe, Spirit Guides, Angels, Lords, just direct me with Virgo for January 2016. Show me what's coming up for Virgo. Show me what's coming up for Virgo. Those born underneath the zodiac sign of Virgo, moon and rising signs. Show me what's coming up for Virgo, moon and rising signs and sun signs, please. Show me what's coming up for Virgo in January 2016. Show me Virgo. Show me Virgo. Show me Virgo. January 2016. I need Virgo, please. Those born under the zodiac sign of Virgo, sun, moon and rising signs, I need you to show me, please, what's coming up for these guys in January 2016. Virgo, Virgo, show me Virgo. January 2016, show me Virgo. Moon, sun and rising signs, show me Virgo. Sun, moon and rising signs, show me Virgo, show me Virgo, show me Virgo. Show me what's coming up for Virgo, show me Virgo. January 2016, what is coming up for the first month of 2016? January for Virgo, show me Virgo. Okay, so I've shuffled the cards, Virgo, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to split the cards into 3, and then I'm going to collect the deck back up. I'm going to take 1 from the bottom, which is your general advice for the month, 2 from the top to serve as your general energy, and the next 8 will be the situations or events that potentially happen for that month. This is the exciting part for me because I never sort of turn them face up as I'm laying them down. I always like to get surprised and see what's coming in for you guys. See, there's already a reversal there that I didn't turn. Okay, it's an interesting one this is, because I'm kind of seeing that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got 5 major arcana cards, so it's a pretty heavy kind of month for some strong energies for you, Virgo. And I immediately looking at these cards, it's almost like saying to me, don't give up on something in January, Virgo. It really is speaking to me that way. It's funny because we've got the Devil as your overall advice for the month, and the Devil card for me is representative of chains. So being entrapped by something, it could be drink, it could be drugs, it could be a relationship, it could be anything that makes you feel that you don't have a sense of your own autonomy. You can have a sense of autonomy, obviously, with the Devil card, because people are their own beings and we do exactly what we want to do in life. But sometimes we can get led into things that that keep us chained, or keep us from living the life that we should be truly be living, because we don't really want to kind of escape something, or we don't want to kind of release something. And I just get the feeling that this card is saying that you need to release anything that's kind of keeping you held back. That's what I see with the Devil card as your advice. I feel that the Devil card sometimes represents our fears, okay? So it's the fear of kind of facing up to someone, or facing up to something, or facing up to ourselves, or facing up to a truth. So, you know, you could be in a really unhealthy relationship, a codependent relationship, and, you know, you'll stay with it because you feel that it's all you've got, it's all you know, it's your comfort in a discomfort zone, if that makes sense to you, Virgo. So I really feel with the Devil card, it's saying that, and also this Devil card is representative of Capricorn. So I don't know whether any of you guys have got anybody who's a Capricorn in your environment or in your life that you really kind of feel that you want to kind of move away from, but for some reason you can't. But to me, it's saying that you need to let go of old things that don't serve you. You need to let go of old ways of thinking. But usually, because this is kind of a Capricorn, and Capricorn is earth, this card can sometimes be about earthly pleasures, or things to do with your reality that keep you bound to a certain thing. But if we were to look at it in terms of how we feel, in terms of an energy, this card is really, I feel, for the month of January, Virgo, telling you to release any type of situation or thoughts that aren't allowing you to progress. Because if you look at the Devil, he's got these two people on a leash. So this means that you're kept on a leash, whether that's your own leash or whether that's somebody who's actually pulling your strings. This is the puppet master here. So this really means that you're kind of chained to something that is keeping you from realising your own potential and from realising your own freedom. This isn't a card about freedom as far as I'm concerned. So I feel for the month of January, Virgo, it's saying that you need to step into your own freedom and release whatever it is, whether it's you, whether it's your energy, whether it's other people. Release whatever it is that's holding you back. Don't stay held back by fear, but just feel the freedom, or feel enough confidence within yourself to release yourself from ways of thinking, from people, from situations that aren't serving you. Your general energy for the month, Virgo, is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Wands. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, when it's upright, this is a card about careful. I mean, this is why they call the Knight of Pentacles the doddering knight, because he moves so slow. Out of all of the knights, if you look at all of the knights, he doesn't want to. He doesn't go as fast as the Knight of Swords, or the Knight of Cups, or the Knight of Wands. All of those cards, you really see the horse in action. You see the motion in those cards. In this card, he's just standing still. But that's because he's thinking quite methodically about how he's going to get from A through to Z. That's what the Knight of Pentacles does. So he carefully plans things. This is a card of planning. It's a card of laying down roots. It's a card of carefully assessing a situation before you move forward. It's this knight is also a very faithful knight. It's also somebody that you can rely on. So it's a very kind of it's a card about self-reliance. I mean, you usually get this reading, this card a lot of the time in a reading when you're looking at a career or something like that. Say, for example, I was doing a personal career reading or a personal financial reading, and I saw the Knight of Pentacles in someone's hopes and fears, it could be that they're afraid of losing a stable job, or they're hoping to get something that's financially reliable. So this is a card about somebody who's quite reliable. It's about a reliable situation. It's about taking things one step at a time. That's what the Knight of Pentacles does. He doesn't rush ahead. He really does think. Because remember, the Pentacles, to me, are a combination of all of the suits of the tarot. The Wands, the Cups, and the Swords. Okay, so it's literally thought, ideas, emotion, lead to your manifestation with those pentacles. Okay, so this is someone who really thinks about what he's doing. I don't think he's doddering at all. I think he's very sensible. This is also the card of being very, very sensible. And I feel that in one way this could be telling you that you need to be sensible in the month of January. With the Devil card as well, I feel that it could be, even though it's in the reverse, if it was upright, I'd be saying to you potentially that, you know, you're not being held back with anything, okay? It's up to you to make your own plans in life. It's up to you to be very sensible with what you're doing. But I feel that in the reverse, the Knight of Pentacles doesn't make any movement at all. And this is really reflective of the Devil card, because the Devil card to me isn't a card of movement in terms of the energy around a person, in terms of the energy around you, Virgo. This card to me suggests non-movement. It suggests almost to the point of just not doing anything about a situation at all. And it could be that this is why we have the Devil card as your overall advice, and this is telling you that you're not chained. You look at these two guys, they're held by the Devil, they're chained, and they're not going anywhere. They're staying within their comfort zone of dependency on whatever it is that they're depending on, or whatever it is that they feel that they can't get out of. But this card as an advice card really tells you to release yourself, because there is freedom once you fight your fears. And so I feel that there is real kind of an energy of not wanting to, or being afraid to move forward with something, because this is what the Knight of Pentacles can mean in the reverse. This can also be a card I feel because you know that I rely on my intuition when I'm doing readings a lot of the time, and what I feel that the cards are saying to me. I feel for some of you guys in January, it'll almost be a point of, and looking at the events of these cards, I feel it'll almost be a little bit of despondency over something here within January. I feel that some of you guys might be feeling a little bit despondent, and maybe a little bit kind of like you can't move ahead with a plan, or you're being halted in something. I'm just feeling that there's a lot of kind of stagnation there for you guys in January. But I feel that it will all be of your own doing, because we do have that Devil card as your advice card, which says release, fight the fear, move forward. It's your fear that's holding you back. And I feel that that is suggestive of that Knight of Pentacles in the reverse as your first card in terms of your general energy. We also have the King of Wands. So maybe some of you guys are feeling held back in a relationship. Maybe with this character, the King of Wands, he would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius individual. If that's not the case, the King of Wands is really kind of, you know, he's not like the Knight. He's the grown-up version of the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is often a very impulsive character. So he doesn't, he kind of goes on a feeling. He kind of goes on a, you know, he gets a thought and then he just goes with it. He doesn't really examine it. He just kind of goes, because it's fire energy. It's passion. It's motivation. He just wants to get going really, really quick. The King of Wands, for me, is someone who is very motivated. He's very kind of impetuous. He's very impulsive. He likes to get things done like that. He's a very confident, as I've said, character. He's very kind of ahead of the game. You'd usually find King of Wands a lot of the time as an entrepreneur, business person, that type of thing. They're really good at building enterprises. So he's a very enterprising character. So maybe this this lack of movement or this stagnation is to do maybe around some form of enterprise that you guys are looking at or wanting to get ahead with. The King of Wands, I've also noticed in readings a lot of the time, can represent maybe a work environment. It sounds weird, but I've noticed this card come up sometimes when it represents someone who's the owner of a business or something like that. So maybe some of you guys, maybe you feel that there's a lack of reliability with someone here. Maybe I'm getting the sense that for your general energy that you've lost faith maybe in someone, or in January you're going to feel that you've got no faith left in someone here. The King of Wands can also, as far as I'm concerned, when I look at the guy, he's not like the King of Pentacles, who's quite faithful, or, you know, you can rely on his word. With the King of Wands, he's the counterpart, remember, to the Queen of Wands, which makes them slightly more, they're not as detailed as the Pentacles people, okay? They'll say one thing one moment, and then they'll just leave it, and then they'll just move on to something else. So this is why they're very sort of impulsive characters. They're not as, it's not that they don't have feelings, it's just that sometimes they don't take people's feelings into account as much as, say, your King of Pentacles or your Queen of Pentacles. They're very showy, I find, the Wands characters. Very, very showy as people. Even down to the Page of Wands. He's all about, here I am, that type of thing. So they're very showy. I feel that you may, for some of you Virgo people, you might have lost faith in someone here. With that Devil card, this could literally be a situation in terms of your advice that you're being asked to kind of speak out about something, or be honest about something, or, you know, the Devil is a card of restriction. So it's telling you somewhere along the line that you've got to lose the restriction. In whichever way that you're feeling restricted, Capricorn, you need to lose those chains. This is a card of restriction as well. So in the advice, it's, you know, and I use these bottom cards as advice. As advice, I very much doubt that the universe would be telling you to kind of stay restricted, because the universe always wants the best for us. It always wants us to realise our highest achievements and our highest good. And the only way that we can realise that is by being free as human beings. So definitely for the Devil card, it's telling you to let go of some form of restriction here, I feel. In your event stroke situation, Virgo, we have the Page of Pentacles and also the Four of Cups. I look at those two cards together and they're kind of self-explanatory. You're being offered something here. You're getting a message through, someone's offering. Usually the Page of Pentacles is to do with money. And I do feel that this might be a little bit of a career reading for some of you guys. If it's not a career reading, then obviously you can apply it to any part of your life. But I feel that you're being offered maybe something, some form of financial news, okay? So maybe what we're looking at here with the general energy is that maybe financially you might have lost faith or hope in terms of maybe a raise or money coming through, or there's a sense of that you can't rely on someone here. This is what I'm feeling here for you, Virgo. And it's funny because the Pentacles are you, Virgo. You're an earth sign, so this is you. This is you, the Knight of Pentacles here. You are being offered something here. We can see this with the Page of Pentacles as well. You're being offered something, but you're disinterested. You're not motivated by it. And this is why I feel that we've got this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It's the lack of kind of, it's almost like feeling that something's fallen through, or that you can't move forward with something, or there's stagnation. But the Devil card is telling you to lose those restrictions, because you can move ahead. Now, it might not be in January that you're able to move ahead with this thing, okay? The stagnation, or the feeling of stagnation, or the feeling of not being kind of almost in control of the situation is still there for you guys, okay? But it is saying that you're not to lose hope with this Devil card as your advice. Because the restrictions that you might feel in January, it will take a little bit of time, maybe 2-3 months maybe, but the restrictions are going to fall away and you're to hold in there. There is disinterest with this offer that comes in, because if you look, the Page of Pentacles is facing this guy on the Four of Cups. He offers the pentacle, but the guy on the Four of Cups doesn't want to know. Can you see that, guys? I hope you can see. I'm recording from a little bit of a distance at the moment, and I hope you can see me. It's a bit dark in here today. But whatever this financial news is, and I feel that it may be financial news, or it's some type of news coming in for you guys in the month of January 2016. You're not interested in it. Something's definitely being handed to you. You're having a pentacle handed and you're also having a cup. Okay, so somebody, I feel that this is almost like somebody's trying to offer a compromise on something within the month of January 2016, but you're still not having any of it because there's a lack of trust here. It's almost like you feel that this person isn't genuine enough, that they're just kind of trying to offer you something to keep the peace, or they're trying to cover their own back. That's what I'm getting from this reading somehow. Okay, but it's funny with this devil card as your advice, you could stay tangled like that. It seems to me that somebody has a lot of control over you guys. It might be going on from this year in terms of your career. You're feeling there's a lot of control. Maybe you're making all the money for a company and you're not actually getting anything back. You're working all the hours God sends and you're still on the same money. And I feel that there's a lot of anger in these cards, even though we've got 4 very, very, very good major arcana cards here. I still feel with the other cards that there is, it's almost like it's a type of anger that's brewing, or it's not being expressed yet. And I feel that it's something to do with this devil card, that you feel that maybe somebody is controlling your autonomy or someone is controlling your freedom. Now that could be freedom to, spend a certain amount of money, or the freedom of life, or the freedom of just having a good standard of living, if that makes sense to you, Virgo. So I feel that you almost feel like somebody is taking away your ability to live in the way that you feel that you deserve to live in for some reason. Okay, because somebody's obviously trying to make, as far as I can see with this Page of Pentacles and that 4 of Cups, there is a pentacle and a cup being offered to you. So somebody potentially could be trying to offer you something with love, but you're not interested in that because it seems that you've lost faith in someone, or you've lost faith in a situation here. Because we see this with the Knight of Pentacles. There's literally really, really slow movement with something here. Really, it's almost just completely come to a stop, in so much so that there literally could be no movement made on that whatsoever. And I feel that you potentially feel that something is restricting you here in January. And I get the feeling that some of you guys might be looking to walk away from something, but you're going to be stopped. It might be an attack of your own conscience, or it might be somebody literally trying to stop you from doing something. Because we do have the 8 of Cups here. But why have we got the Knight of Swords charging in? Can you see those 2 cards together, guys? Somebody's literally trying to stop you from doing something. They're literally trying to stop you. Sometimes I see that Knight of Swords as a bully boy, but I also see the Knight of Swords as veering between 2 states of consciousness, 2 states of energy. One can be negative, one can be positive. Which one do you attribute to yourself most? I almost feel like this Knight of Swords, it can be a bully boy. Okay, and it can also be with that 8 of Cups, because the 8 of Cups isn't just about walking away. The 8 of Cups can be walking to something better, or walking to a state of higher consciousness, or a state of, if you look at this 8 of Cups, this person is walking away from something that is imbalanced. It doesn't mean that they're physically having to walk away. It could be almost trying to detach yourself emotionally from it. But they're walking to higher ground. It could be that you feel that somebody doesn't want you to get further within your career. This could be the Knight of Swords. It would be an air sign, probably. Doesn't have to be. Could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius individual. But they're quite angry on that card. They're literally trying to stop you doing something there. That's so obvious. They're literally trying to stop you something there. There's someone who's trying to get in the way. If this Devil card isn't telling you to let go of restrictions, then the Devil card, I feel, as advised, is telling you to watch out for a particular person. Because I've seen this card roll up in a reading where it really does indicate a troublemaker, or somebody who's quite sneaky, or someone who can't be trusted. And I feel that the Devil card would really be in conjunction with this Knight of Swords sitting right here in the reading, because he's trying to stop someone from moving forward. Okay, so it literally could be that you're trying to move on. Maybe this is why you're disinterested in a particular offer that's coming in, because you feel to yourself, you know what, this doesn't actually make any changes or any significant changes to my life, and someone's just trying to pull the wool over my eyes. So you look to walk away from it, but then this person gets in the way again. Okay? Or somebody gets in the way. Or it could be simply a sense of, I don't really want to accept whatever this thing is that's coming in, because the Page of Pentacles can also be a small amount of money, because he's only holding one pentacle. He has the capacity to grow bigger, but it's literally shortage of money or a small amount of money. So maybe what's happening here is you're being offered something that's small, something that you don't really feel will be of major benefit to your life, and you decide, you know what, I really am not interested in that at all. It's being offered with love, but I don't trust it. That's what I'm getting the impression here as in this reading. So you decide to walk, or you want to kind of go on to new pastures, or you're even trying to find other ways to move up that career ladder, and you're finding that somebody or something is still standing in your way. But it's just interesting, those two cards together, the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Swords. This could also be walking into a dangerous situation. Okay? Those two cards, the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Swords, can also be walking into something that's a little bit tricky or difficult or not good to walk into. But that Knight of Swords can be a bully boy. I've seen it turn up so many times for someone who literally is trying to kind of rain on somebody else's parade, or they're a bit of a bully, or they're a bit of a control freak. When I look at those two cards together again, it could potentially be a friend who's telling you to think about what you're doing before you walk away. It looks like you're unhappy with something here in January. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad tidings, Virgo, but it does look like you're a bit pissed off in January about something. There is an offer, and it looks like you either decline it, or you need time to think about it, or you're simply not interested. Okay, and maybe you're looking to walk away, but somebody stands in the way and they say, hang on a minute, wait, before you do that. And why I think it's more inclined to be that you're being told to wait before you walk away from something is because I think that there is something good coming around the corner for you, Capricorn. As I said, it might not be in the month of January, it might consequently be in the months after, but we do have, as your other general energies, the Star and the Sun together. Two absolutely magnificent major arcanas. So after the first set of 4 cards in the 8 cards that are lying down here, we see some negativity going on here. But I do feel whoever this Knight of Swords is, it might be a bully boy, and you'll have to let me know if it's in conjunction with this Devil person, okay? Who can be literally a troublemaker, someone who doesn't have someone's best interests at heart, someone who's sneaky, someone who's tricky. Those two could be in correlation together, so maybe it's telling you to watch out for that person in January. I'm more inclined to think, though, that this Knight of Swords is someone who's trying to help you. Okay, they're charging in before you kind of walk away from the good that's coming in. Because the Star and the Sun, the Star is about hopes realised, wishes, positivity, trusting in the universe. The Sun, again, is saying that the universe has got your back. This child, as I've always said in readings, doesn't have clothing on because it doesn't need it. Those positive rays are warming that kid. It's like the Sun is saying, I've got your back here. So I really feel that the universe has got your back. But I almost feel like the universe is saying, you know, don't walk away from something before it's ready to kind of turn around in your favour, Virgo. And again, we've got Temperance. Temperance is all about creating balance, it's renewal, it's healing, but it's also tempering out the things that you do. Okay, so temperance is kind of like lukewarm, isn't it? It's kind of on a balance, okay? It's, if you look at these 2 cups, he's got water that never ends between the 2 of them, so it's getting your emotions on an even keel, okay? Not veering towards too much of the negative or too much of the positive, and that can be reflected in that Knight of Swords card as well sometimes. We've also got the Magician card here. You are the manifester of your own life, okay? You've got all the tools you need to create what you need to create, and I feel that that's why we've got this Devil card here as well, Virgo, because it's saying you're not on a leash. right? Nobody controls anyone. Even if we feel that we're being controlled, there are always ways that we can get out of restrictions or feeling restricted. So I really do feel here, for the month of January 2016, Virgo, there's going to be a situation where you feel that you might be quite restricted by someone or something. Could be within your working environment, okay? You might have felt a little bit let down by someone. You might feel that certain plans can't go ahead, or there's been a real halt on something. I feel this King of Wands is intrinsic to that, because he is a very impulsive character. He's also a character that sometimes he doesn't follow through with the things that he says, because he's so busy flitting from one thing to the other, okay? So it might be that somebody offered you something here that didn't quite go ahead, and you've kind of lost faith in that. Maybe something fell through financially. Could have been a raise, could have been a job promotion, could have been talk of, you know, making you a supervisor, and that didn't come through. Somebody just said it off the cuff like that. And maybe you feel restricted in where you are. It looks like somebody's trying to make a concession here, or trying to make some form of apology, or they're offering you something, but it appears to be with love, but you don't accept it. You're thinking about walking away potentially. Maybe there's a friend that comes in and says, you know, don't do that, wait, because there's a lot of positive things going around the corner, and that's why we've got Temperance. It's telling you to balance out your emotions, Virgo. Balance them out. Wait. Don't be so in a hurry to, you know. I'm just looking at this Knight of Swords again, because he's really sort of catching my eye. If this is an external person, if this isn't an external person, Virgo, then this is your thoughts. The Knights usually represent people, in readings, but they can also represent energies. And the energy is just go for it. That's what the energy is of the Knight of Swords. The Knight is Swords is very courageous. He's swords, so he thinks about stuff. Okay? He does think about stuff. He's also communication, so sometimes that card can represent cutting communication, or really kind of brisk, forthright communication with the Knight of Swords. Someone who kind of tells it like it is, and they don't hold back. They just say it. But this as an energy for you guys can be saying, if you're going to walk, just do it as well. Okay? But this all goes to do, it's all to do with how do you actually feel? What does your conscience, what does your intuition tell you to do? It could also be saying with that Devil card, if you want to let go of a restriction, if you want to face your fears in January 2016, then you really need to go with your gut feeling, or you really need to go with what your head's telling you. If something's not acceptable to you, the Page of Pentacles and the Four of... whatever the Page of Pentacles is offering to you, Virgo, is not acceptable with that Four of Cups. So maybe the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Swords are saying, if I wasn't to look at it in terms of the direction of the pictures, the Knight of Swords could be saying, just go for it. I'll give you a ride on the horse as well if you want. Just go with your passion. If your passion is to walk away from a situation that you feel isn't serving you, then do that, because there's good things around the corner. We see that with the Star, the Sun, and the Magician card. But make sure that you're balanced when you do it as well. Make sure that if you're going to walk away from something in January, that you're not kind of doing it, because the Knight of Swords is not your Knight of Wands. He does rush into things, okay? But he thinks about it first, and then once he's got it fixed in his brain, that's when he goes. That's when he's like, right, thought about that, I'm going. That's what your Knight of Swords does. So I thought Knight of Swords along with Temperance is saying, if you really feel that the time has come to move on from something that isn't serving you in January, then make sure you've thought about it. Make sure that, check your emotions, okay? Check them. Make sure that they're on an even keel. Make sure that you know exactly what it is that you want, and make sure you're not just kind of going with something because you're really pissed off, because you could regret it later. So make sure things are in balance within you emotionally. Make sure that you've thought about something with that Knight of Swords, and then go. Okay? But I do see some of you guys potentially walking away from something. Could be a career, could be a job that you're dissatisfied with in January. There's a lot of good stuff coming in. You've got some amazing Major Arcana cards here. The Star, the Sun, the Magician in the 8 cards here. Amazing. Some of the best Major Arcana cards. Some of the most positive Major Arcana cards that you can get. Really have some strong energies here. So there's a lot of positivity for you Virgo people in January 2016. A lot of potential here. This could either be delayed potential though, because if it's someone who advises you not to walk, okay, not to walk away from something that is not serving you in terms of a job, then I feel that what this reading is saying is just wait a moment. There might be something really good around the corner. You might be feeling a little bit kind of that things have halted with someone or something, a plan, a job, a person, but you to hold on in there. If that's not the case, then I definitely feel that if you're going to walk away from something in January, you need to have thought about it first properly. Make sure that your emotions are balanced while you're thinking about it. So don't do anything rash or with impulse. Okay? Just think about what you're doing. And most of all, the advice card is saying, don't ever feel restricted or that you're tied to something. So it could very well be what the second explanation that I gave to you guys, that potentially you just, you know, there's something here that doesn't sit right with you in terms of your career or whatever the situation is. There's something here that doesn't sit right with you, because the first 4 set of cards are saying this to me. But the second set of cards are saying that there's a lot of positivity with whatever route you choose. And most of all, this will all transpire when you realise that you're not chained to something, or that something isn't holding you back, or that you don't have to hold yourself back. I do feel with this Devil card, it's often about others controlling. So somebody is primary in controlling someone else. Someone is making sure that you keep chained, or someone is heightening your fear. But as long as you can let go of the fear, sometimes when we do things in a rash way, we do it through fear. But you've got to let go of that fear. Never do anything with fear, unless it's an adrenaline thing. But let go of the fear with that Devil card for January, okay? Because as soon as you let go of something, all of this reading starts to say to me that there's a lot of positive things that the universe is going to be bringing in for you. But it's almost like it's on the one hand it's saying, on the left of the reading, it potentially is saying you've got to let go of things or people that aren't serving you in terms of your life journey. Could be a job, could be a relationship. Because on the other side, we have a lot of positive energy here once you do that. Okay? So that's your reading, Virgo, for the month of January 2016. I think it's a very, very good reading. Very, very positive reading. I never want to give negative readings on Carol's universe, only if I absolutely have to and the cards are really saying, yeah, this isn't so good. But this isn't a really bad situation. I feel that it's telling you to think about what you're doing, you know, and just to make the right choices for you. And most of all, if you're going to go ahead with a plan of action because something isn't satisfying to you, or you feel that something's really come to a halt with that Knight of Pentacles, you can get things moving again, but you've got to step out of your comfort zone, or you've got to step out of the fear, or you've got to release a very controlling situation here. That's your reading. What's coming up next for you is your yearly 2016 reading, Virgo. So stay tuned for that, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Take care.